You guys, this is DJ Future Dog here, and welcome back to Talkcraft. But I'm on ACO right now, and I'm joined with the entire ACO crew. Say hello, everybody.
Hi.
Hi.
Okay, Dusty.
Hi.
Welcome everybody to the first player of the week. Player of the month of January or February. Let me start that over. Okay.
Right.
Go ahead.
Hey, welcome everybody to Player of the Month on ACO. This is Dusty Circuit here.
Hello.
Hello.
Oh no, someone. Oh no, hey, who wants to sleep?
I'm
Oh,
coming.
we need a whole other bed.
Yes, exactly. I was just trying to find the bed in the first place, but
I got it.
I was there.
I got it.
Of course, it's the blue one.
Of course, it's a blue bed.
Why not? We might as well make the whole world blue.
Yes, I'm totally good with all that. All right, guys. So let's go ahead and get started. If you guys want to come on in the building.
Oh, actually, Blue, there's actually a surprise I've got for you.
Okay. What's up? Can I wait till after the meeting, or?
Well, it's not yet completed yet. It's taking me some time, but I got an interesting surprise for you. I think you'll probably scream out of enjoyment.
All right, let's go ahead and get started. I want to go over a few things real quick. One is that we have a lot of players in the call right now. I think a lot more than we usually do. So let's remember to take turns speaking. If you can possibly wait until the end till I say, do you guys have anything you want to add? Then please go ahead and do that. Otherwise, please no sound effects, no fireworks, no arrows, none of that in here, please. And remember the biggest rule, no dying at Player of the Month. You can die all you want after, but let's just get through the meeting with no killing each other, no killing ourselves, no setting ourselves on fire.
We can't kill each other
in this area.
You can't. But players find ways. Trust me.
Yeah.
It's
just not fun for those of us who just want peaceful events.
And we just want to get through the meeting, honestly. Exactly. It just delays things. It makes things take longer than usual. So let's again
finishing on my pizza.
Let's just go ahead and keep the chat extremely minimal and just let me get through some stuff. And then at the end, you guys can talk. So, all right. So we're going to start with, we'll go ahead and start with the player of the month first, and we'll go ahead and honor that player. And then I have a few things to talk about, upcoming events, things that we have going on. And then if you guys have anything that you want to talk about, we'll do that at the very end. So actually, and I have one more special announcement at the end. So, but let's get it started with this month's player of the month. As you guys are aware, we do this once a month. We don't do weekly like Otcraft, partly because we've in the past had so few players, but we've actually built quite up. So it's something that we are looking at is going to either player of the week or bi-weekly, something like that. But for right now, we're still at player of the month. And the way, as you guys have seen this works, is we put out a poll, and you are the ones that vote for who you want to see as player of the month. This is something that you guys are honored with by each other and not an admin just deciding for us. And this month we had 29 votes, which is, I believe, a record. And we had a lot of people that got nominated by multiple people. It was pretty awesome to see. Almost everybody on the server got at least 1 to 2 votes. We did have one person that won by 1 vote. And this player is a new player. And this player jumped right in and has been pretty amazing. Jumped in and is helping... Guys, quiet. Has been helping with community builds, Discord chat, keeping channels going. They've been a friend to many on Otcraft, and then they're already becoming a friend to many on ACO. So it's really exciting that you guys put those votes her way. If we could please have Martinm come on up. Where are you, Martin?
Congrats.
Martinm, come on down.
Congrats.
Congratulations. You were
Let me
voted
get a screenshot.
this month's player of the month.
Let me get a screenshot for you.
Hello there. Hello there, man.
Hang on one second.
We should move, shouldn't we, Blue?
Can you guys hop down, please, so that I can get a picture of Martin?
Tanner.
And this is pretty exciting. 2020.
Tanner, hop down.
Let me get Tanner.
There we go.
We're still all standing near each other.
Martinm. All right, Martin, if you want to go ahead and hop up there, I'll take your picture real quick. Just go ahead and stand right here, right next to your head.
Whoa.
And take off the buddy head.
Oh yeah,
No,
please
don't
take
take
off
it
the
off.
buddy head. Take off.
Hey.
I want to get a
Here,
screenshot.
come. Yeah, there you go. Dan, hop out of the picture real quick. There we go.
Martin, don't move yet.
Wow.
Okay,
You're trying to
got
make
it.
the bud wall.
All right, so congratulations to Martinm. It's really awesome when new players
great.
don't just. You guys,
Just get a screenshot.
quiet. It's really great when new players not just join, but join like when running out the gate. They literally hop in and just start immediately asking to help, seeing where they can help, things like that. And we appreciate that from all of our players. Some of them do it more in a quiet way. Some of them do a lot of help behind the scenes. And I get to witness that every day, and that's pretty awesome. So we appreciate it when you guys do this, and you guys appreciate it by voting. So congratulations again, Martinm. All right, so let's move on. Yes, DJ?
I didn't get a screenshot.
Okay, we can maybe do another screenshot after.
Will
So,
you have a video of it at least?
Yeah, at least I
Can two people go sleep really quick?
Okay,
Yeah.
let's go, buddy. Let's go.
All right, so moving on, let's do. I want to do one more thing before we start getting into the talking area. We have another thing that we're giving out today. There's something that is very unique to ACO.
Okay.
That is only given out on ACO, and we've only given one of these things out before. Do you guys know what I'm talking about?
My bow.
The piece potato. It is not the piece potato.
No, it's the Obsidian Bow.
The Obsidian Bow. So the way
The
the
one
Obsidian...
thing that one of the kills me used to kill me with.
Calm down. Okay.
Oh.
So the
Then no
Obsidian...
more.
Dan, please. The Obsidian Bow is the equivalent to the Autism Father's Sword on AC. It's given out to players that put the community above themselves. And that could be anything from helping with builds to being a friend to offering advice and support. And this particular player that is getting the Obsidian Bow has done all of those things. In the past year, this player has made tremendous improvements with not just their own personal behaviors, but also going out of the zone of doing for themselves and now doing for the community and putting the community first. This player has often not worked on their own builds for months at a time because they are helping with community things. This player often is giving amazing advice to players and showing support to friends in Discord. And these are all important things that make us want to recognize players like, you guys ready?
Yeah, who is it?
Dusty, come on up.
Dusty.
Congrats, Dusty.
Thank you.
I just predicted that. Yeah,
Where are you, Dusty? Here, let's go over here. Here you go. Congratulations. You are the second person to have received the Obsidian Bow. And I'm really proud of you. I tell you that all the time. The players are. And it's just really great to have seen you transition over the past year. And I'm proud of you. Autism Father's proud of you. And we feel that you're very deserving of this.
Yeah.
So congratulations. Congrats. And you're the first person in 2020 to get it. That's cool too.
Yeah.
Riley's not the only person that has it now.
Nope. Just a spirit.
You're not the best anymore, Riley.
Oh,
All right,
that
so
wasn't very nice.
I would not go that far.
So now there's 3 people.
I'm gonna
Can I
die.
hear
I'm gonna die right after this.
I
So-
think so.
All right,
Yep.
so let's move on to a few of the topics that we need to talk about, and then there you go, Dusty, and then we can do a few topics. Remind me, Dusty, after I want to take your picture next to that. Okay?
Okay.
So,
I never can.
and I'll give you the same advice we gave Riley: don't keep your bow on you.
I'm not.
Last thing you want to do is die somewhere and not have it. So keep it in an inner chest or fridge
Basically,
somewhere.
do not do it, Dan.
Yeah, because if you lose it, unfortunately, it's just gone. All right, so a
Very
couple
good.
things that I did want to talk about is the first thing is the mailboxes. So we, as a few of you know, we do have a post office here at Spawn. Unfortunately, we are out of room. And
Yeah,
we
that
have
was a
like
success.
8 players that don't have mailboxes. My suggestion, and we did talk about this a little bit at previous meetings, is to go to putting a box in your actual portal room that has a sign that says mailbox. I just added one to mine. I know Martinm has one. I know Telly has one. So if you guys don't have one, please go ahead and just transition to that. And then what we'll do is we'll use that building for something else at some point.
Yay, my mailbox
I
worked
already,
perfectly.
I already have a mailbox, but it's in It's in my base. It's not in my
Let's
my
let's
nether
transition
portal.
that to let's do it into a portal. And the reason why the portal room is better than an actual base is that way you don't have people going in and out of your portals for no reason.
I know.
If it's in the portal room, it's real easy for someone to just pop in and leave something. So are you guys all good?
I can move it over, and it's no big
Okay.
deal.
Yeah, it's just one. It can be a shulker. It can be a chest. It's just something that has a sign that lets people know this is where they can drop things off for you.
Blue, some
And that-
people don't allow entry to portal room.
I think everyone at least allows entry into their portal room. If they don't allow entry to their
Not
portal room,
really.
then they can put a sign and have it right. They can put a sign outside of it. They can actually do one outside. So we can, if you don't want anyone in your portal room, we will make a way for it to happen. We'll even put you somewhere else if we have to. But I think for the most part, everyone allows at least entry into their portal room. But that does bring up something I did wanted to say. For those newer players, if you don't want someone in your portals, make sure that you have consent signs. Yeah, it's real important that you put, yes, you can come into my portal room, but no, you can't go in my portals. Or yes, you can go in my portals, but with permission only. Things like that. Because and that's yes, it's a good thing to have. You know, I kind of gave the example recently that should people just be allowed to go through your portals? No, it's like going through. It's like if I want to go to, you know, a forest behind someone's house, I literally am going through their house to get to the forest. That's not right.
Yeah.
So just ask first. Just ask. It's just good habit to get into is not to just enter people's portals. Also, that goes with don't open people's chests, things like that.
What about building your others?
Yeah, and as you guys know, we don't have an official 30 block rule. I don't want us to have to make a rule, but at the same
in particular kind of
and it got fixed.
Yeah, but I mean,
and it's fixed and it happened, but that's the rule is if you're building near someone, if you find the perfect spot and you're so excited, but you see somebody's build in your render distance, it's very important that you talk to them and make sure it's okay first. That also goes for underwater. So if somebody's under you, don't build. Same with above in the sky. We have one player that's about to be building a new base in the sky. And so the last thing you want is somebody building right directly under. So things like that.
Yeah.
So, all right. Let's hear things to go over. Okay, so I want to get through this list really quickly, and then we can open it up to talk.
I'm really glad I built that post office, which you said that would be enough post boxes.
Hey, we did not know we were going to grow this much.
Yeah.
We have grown. Hey, nice head there, Martinm.
Blue,
yes.
100
Hey, buddy.
Fly for 2 days.
What?
When we had 100 players, can we do fly for 2 days?
Sure. No, we'll do fly for 1 day. That's our our thing.
2.
When we hit 100 players, we will do another day of fly. We do give 1 day of fly for very special circumstances, like if it's something you guys really work towards or some goal we achieve, something, just so you guys know, we do have that happen.
What if it was 200 players, Blue?
All right, let's not play the what if game when we're really trying to get through meetings. So let's do this. All right, so moving on, I want to talk about Hitman. Hitman is going to get started again. I'll be posting in the Hitman channel. If you sign up for it, you have to play it. I cannot emphasize that enough. One of the problems that we've had with previous Hitmans is that people will want to play, but then they never log on. And you can't have a target or have someone target you if you are not on the server. The way Hitman
that's the
works,
problem I had.
the way it works is the way that it actually works is that you're going to be given a target. It's like an assassin's game. And so you're going to be giving someone's name. So for instance, let's say Martinm gets Ryberry's name. Ryberry gets Ragnar's name.
Again.
And what if Blue gets Riley?
Excuse me, Blue?
Kills her
Ryberry's trying to target. Stop. Blue. Hey guys, please, no talking. Let me finish. So you are going to have a target that you're assigned to. The other person's going to have another target. And so when you eliminate your person, then you take on the target that person had. The game itself is very simple. It's a fun game, but at the same time, it can be a little tricky with if your target never signs on, you don't have a chance to eliminate that person, but yet the person that has you is after you. It's actually a pretty comical game to play, because for us that are not playing it, just watching you guys react is hysterical. Someone will say, "Can I borrow some wool?" And they're like, "Sure, drop it and run away." They want no part of like having anyone
no
do
death.
them.
Blue, what
Of
about
anyone
portal-
dead.
Blue, what about portals this time? Since I remember
So,
last time,
well, here's what
like,
I'm gonna
my hallway was
Hey,
ruined.
stop. Let me please get through it, and all your questions will be answered. We are going to have a separate meeting just for Hitman. So once you guys sign up, the people that are in the game itself are going to be in a meeting, and we are going to set the rules. Because in the past, we've had things like players will run into portals and hide, and then that's not fair. So we're actually going to have a set of rules that you guys, as the players, feel would be good rules, and that's how you want to play. I know Ragnar has had a big say in some stuff. I think Riley, things like that, because last round was better than
Riley's the most person that does it.
Stop, please. Dan, I'm asking you to stop, please. So we've had some issues in the past where people have gotten killed while being AFK, whereas other people have had to battle it out. So we're just going to try and fine-tune the game a little bit and make sure it's something that everyone wants to play. So I'm going to be putting that in the Hitman channel. If you want to sign up for it, I suggest it. It's a lot of fun. Even if you get killed really quickly, it's still a lot of fun to be part of it.
Yeah.
So that's coming up. Ragnar, did you have anything you want to add with Hitman?
Who wins?
Excuse me, Blue.
That's another thing. We're actually going to go by a point system this time. So yeah, yep. We're gonna do it a little bit differently. Can two people go sleep, please?
Excuse me, Blue.
Yes. You have a question?
I have a.
I actually want to do this in VR. Is that okay?
You can. However you want
die.
to play it, you can play it. Just know
Alright.
it might. One more person needs to sleep.
All right then,
No.
let's do it.
We already
Oh, it
got
didn't? Oh, wow. Oh, that's cool. Somebody must have just slept for the first time.
Yeah, it was me.
That's weird.
It was me and Buzzy.
That's weird.
Um,
All right. So moving
Wait a
on.
minute,
Okay. Did you have a question very specific to Hitman?
Yes.
Okay.
Now, this, at least I didn't understand this, but say if, for example, Ryberry, I'm Ryberry's target and she comes to attack me. Am I allowed to do self-defense and try to kill her?
And if you're playing Hitman PvP, the whole consent for PvP is out the window. Because you don't know who your target is. So if she comes up to you and starts killing you, then it's pretty safe to assume she's your target and you can defend yourself. Now, one thing you cannot do is help other players. So you can't. So for instance, Martinm can't help Alyssa by saying, "Hey, buddy, come to my portal room. I have something to give you," while setting up a trap, and then Alyssa's going to be there like, surprise, and kill. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So you cannot assist other players.
That'd be just like the meanest thing.
Well, it becomes it's just hysterical to watch you guys when we play this. People
Blue.
just nobody trusts anybody.
Blue. What about Hitman? Like, crap, I forgot what I was going to say.
Okay, just wait and save it for the meeting. I know you're going to play, so just wait and save it for the meeting. All right.
I'm in this time.
All right, so I will put out a thing, and if you guys want to sign up, like I said, the only criteria is to know right away is you have to be able to at least be on the server at least a couple times a week, because otherwise, like I said, we've had people play and then not show up the whole time because they're afraid to die, and it's like, oh, that's another thing. You have to be willing. Just know you're going to either be the winner of the game or you will take one loss, one death, and so therefore, your death count will change by 1. So. All right.
That's
so
normal for
let's
me,
move
isn't
on.
it,
So
Blue?
I will set up a meeting just for Hitman. Next thing I want to
Sounds good.
really quickly talk about before we go into anything very specific is things like the iron farm. This kind of came up a little bit in chat last night. We have some players that tend to like to drain the farms, and they're not necessarily the ones to do all the AFKing. I had to check something else out at the iron farm, and that led me to looking at who had taken in and out of the chests. And we have a player that specifically has taken out a lot of iron, but not necessarily done all the AFKing. The concern with this is it's just not fair, and it's not what being in a community is about.
I just want to put this out there. I I did this last night, and it's something I also tend to like to do. I tend to like to AFK the community farms, not necessarily because I need the resources, but just so that there's like enough in the chest, so that like if somebody needs like a few stacks or whatever, they could take it.
And I really appreciate that you do that, Dusty. I tend to do that too. If I'm going to be on the server but doing some stuff, I tend to just hang out there. That way it can do the same. But when one player specifically has taken out like 6,000 ingots and
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, so it's kind of, so here's a couple things. Only take what you need. It's community, okay? Only take what you need. Don't take just because it's there. And secondly, only take what you are there to get during your AFK session. So let's say there's 6 stacks there, right? And you go to AFK there to get some iron. Take what came after. Take what was yours while you were AFKing there, okay? If you need something like Dusty just said, like, oh my gosh, I need this right now, go and take it. Take what you specifically need. So like Dusty said, like a stack. So take that stack, do what you need to do, but later plan on being there and AFKing a little bit to repay it. That's what being in a community is about.
And I'm not sure if this really makes it easier or not, but also in the iron farm, there's like a separate like set of chests like for like basically to store like iron blocks, and some players have actually taken the iron out of the main chest and put it in there, and I'm thinking about like, well, would that make it easier for people to know what iron's already there and what iron is from their own AFK? You know, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, I don't know. That's something you guys can decide how you want that set up. But people like Dusty and Colgutton who built this farm or that maintain the farm. I know Dusty and I did a little bit of work on it last night. A lot goes into it, and a lot goes into making the farms, and they're made and they're donated to the public so that you guys have these farms. So let's just not take advantage of it. It's just more of, again, there's no set rule, and I don't, ACO is about not having to have a bunch of set rules. It's a don't be that guy rule. And by guy, of course, I mean person, not guy or girl. But don't be that person role. So don't be the one to just go and take it all. Don't be the one to do this. Don't be the one to do that. Just don't be that one. But let's also not have to make actual rules about very specific things that you guys are old enough to just know how this works.
Yeah.
All right. So you guys all good with that? Any questions about the farm?
Can I say something?
Okay.
When I went there yesterday, I've been going there for a few nights now, just trying to replenish my supply because I did a surprise for Hope ages to go with Tanner. And I've been sitting there for like 4 to 5 hours when I play other stuff, whenever I need to do other stuff. And like, I sit there for so long and the iron's not even there.
Well, we've had some issues with raids there. I took care of raids last night.
Last night, I was able to get the iron farm working. I only got it to about half of what it be when it's fully working, but at least it's working now.
Yeah. And with so many players on, it's going to be a little bit harder. I mean, we have more players on at any given time now than we ever have. So you guys have to keep that in mind, that with mobs and things like that, it's all going to be spread out.
Blue, speaking of public farms, I was planning on making a public farm, but I know Buddy also had the idea, so I'm curious.
I did?
Wait, well, hold on. We're not to that area yet. So let's finish talking about like this specific first, and then you can suggest that. All right, so everyone understands, and it's not even just this, it's a guardian farm, it's things like that. Like I said, enough people use the stuff that we do always have extras, and it's great, but just if you try to put back, it kind of goes with how we ran Atlantis for the longest time, is if you put back. It's just that kindergarten, elementary school rule of, don't take more than you need and replace what you take.
I guess for a more mature example, think of it like credit, I guess.
Yeah, exactly. If you want to use your credit card to buy something because you don't have the money right now, that's fine. You just pay it back when you do. And it's kind of it's a great analogy. Very good, Dusty.
Yeah.
Because it's kind of the same. Yeah, I use debit for the same reasons. All right. So moving on. Those were the things that I needed to more talk about. We do have an event coming up next Sunday at this exact time. 11 a.m. for me, 2 p.m. Eastern Standard.
6 a.m.
We have the ACO Valentimes Event, And we have a few players that have been working really hard on that. So make sure you come ready for that. If you have skins, you guys want to put on a Valentine's skin for that, that'd be a lot of fun. And we're going to do a wither fight attached to that. So if you guys, we're going to have the event and then do a little Valentine's. That thing says, I love you, like killing some mobs, right? So
Nothing said I love you and Blue wants to just kill you.
or me spawning mobs on top of you. So yeah.
Pretty much that's normal, Blue.
So
Secretly doing that in the wither fight, I see.
No, I don't do that. What are you talking about? So
you do.
Quiet. Stop.
Sorry.
Ben. All right, so just know next Sunday we're gonna have that event. It will be 2 hours prior to Player of the Week, so we have a few hours to really have some fun before we head over to AC. All right, so now I'm opening it up. Do you guys? I know.
I had something.
I know. I was gonna say, hold on. Let's get in line. I know.
Well, wait a minute. First of all, because
I have a few things, but it's not a whole lot, though.
Okay, hold on. Okay, go ahead, Hope.
Leva said that she needs can ask if someone can update her on what is happening.
Okay, I will fill her in, or we'll send her the link. Yeah. Sorry, I'm not the greatest at multitasking, so for me to type it all out while I say it just is not going to happen. So we'll fill her in.
No.
Okay, so anything else? Did you have something else, Hope, or was that it?
It does kind of fall under the public farms.
Okay.
Are we still in discussion about this?
We are now right now I'm done with everything I need to talk about, so it's up to you guys. So if you want to talk about public farms, I know that Modkiller had an idea, and I think his idea is similar to something Buddy had already started. So that's why we need to talk about that one. But did you have something specific?
Someone just died in game.
I saw.
For those that have not so pretty much the mob farm, the public mob farm, is a multi-purpose farm, which for those of you that are new, pretty much it started out as just an easy. Dan,
it's fine for me and Hope.
Time, I will mute you. I swear.
Guys,
let's just keep moving it along, Dan.
Guys.
Now, the public mob farm, like I said, started off as just the mob farm, and then additions were attached onto it. Dusty, which again, I thank you very much for your contribution.
I believe my contributions were the cobble/stone generator and the tree farm.
That is correct. Which I have to say, the best out of everything. And besides the mob farm, I added in a couple of smaller farms. I've got a crop farm, which is a full. It's an AFK crop farm. In other words, how do I exactly
hold on. Is this already a public farm, or you're just talking about your own personal farm?
Well, it is already, but I haven't got to the new farm that I'm going to add.
Okay, hold on. This is where we have to, and this is where I really need to make it very clear. If you guys want to have a farm that you have personally farm, that you want to make a public farm, we have to discuss it as a group and vote on it. Because I'm getting multiple people all wanting to build the same farms and they're building them. And I'm like, hold on. Because we only have so much limited space as far as making portals from spawn to these.
In the pyramid.
Farms. In the pyramid, exactly. So, and Ragnar actually did have a good idea of making.
I was planning on adding another level below for more portals if we need that.
Well, and Ragnar had a great idea that we actually have a portal room called Farms.
Yeah.
And then turn that into its own portal room, and then that way we can add more. But regardless, we only need one blaze. We only need one guardian farm. We only need one of each thing. And so it sounds like what I know Buddy had started a project of making a big community actual farm, like old school farm, potatoes, carrots, wheat. Modkiller came up with the same idea a little bit later. And so we don't need multiple. And it sounds like that's where you're heading right now, Hope, with this conversation is also another one. So we don't need 3. We need to just have everybody. And maybe at this point, because so many... people want. Hold on, guys. Hold on. Maybe at this point, because so many people have kind of the same idea, is we need to do a big community one, make it a community project.
Yeah.
And then that way everybody can work on it instead of having multiple people do their own.
And I'm wondering, are we going to?
Hang on.
Can I talk?
Yes, go ahead.
I was wondering if Hope was intending like sort of the mob farm, like was he intending that as like a stopgap because Atlantis is out of commission, and that's just kind of like a stopgap community farm?
I don't.
No. Okay. Let me finish explaining. Y'all really carried this away without letting me finish.
I know.
It's okay. Just we're on a time crunch, so try to like get your idea out clear but short.
Just okay. Forget I even mentioned anything about that little crop, whatever. Just forget it.
Okay, or you can just explain it. We just it was the conversation was going on, so we need to. If someone has an idea of a farm they'd like to propose, this is the time to do it.
I would like to propose a farm.
Okay, I know you do. I know you do. So
okay. Let me finish. The new farm that I want to add to the public mob farm, I want to add a spider farm. Dan and I have talked about it briefly, and I wanted to add a spider farm to the mob farm. But my question to you, to everyone, should it be added to the mob farm, or should it be a separate farm entirely?
I don't see how it can be part of the farm unless you want to use the mob farm for that. The mob spawn.
It's pretty simple to, and I don't really want to change the mob farm particularly. I would rather rebuild it entirely. But you can edit it to where it will only spawn normal spiders. That was my initial thing. I would have to rebuild the entire mob farm, but only for it to spawn spiders.
So we would lose the actual mob farm itself and turn it. The mob farm will just become a spider farm.
No, the mob farm will stay, but I will rebuild it. Okay, I will build it again. Is what I'm trying to say. I will build it on the other side of the public farm, and it will be the spider farm.
It's too difficult to have one mob farm but separate out the spiders. So.
That's the only thing with this farm. I have tried to figure out how to do that. I have not figured out a way to do it. So I just figured.
I'm saying it's possible with the design that I use, though. But yeah, I understand.
All right. Okay. Well, so it sounds like this wouldn't even be a new farm. It'd be just adding on or editing the farm that we currently have. Is that right?
It's well. In a sense, 50-50, yes. You're technically adding on to the public mob farm of what we already have there, but it is a new farm entirely.
Okay. So the question is to everybody, do you guys want to have a spider farm? Do you see the need for a spider farm?
I don't.
Yes.
Well,
I would say yes.
I would say so. Let's go for it.
Yeah.
Is that something that you guys...
Go for it.
I would love to have a spider farm.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, before we continue with, when I first built this mob farm, I had no help. It took me an entire week. Would it be too hard to
helped you
ask?
sometimes.
Okay,
Well,
you did help me a little bit.
Built,
But would it?
2 mob farms already on this server, I would be more than welcome to help with it.
Okay.
That would be much appreciated because I've got so many other projects. I just didn't want this one project to shall we say, bend me over.
I'm kind of falling into the same problem too, so I'm just going to put time into it as I get it. If you're going to be fine with that.
Yeah. But yes, I would definitely appreciate the help, Dusty.
Yeah.
We
can talk about this separately later.
Okay. Yeah, okay, so here's the thing. So the votes kind of seemed a little mixed, whether or not it's needed. If it's something that can be added into the existing mob farm, I say, yeah, let's go for it. If it's something that we're going to have a completely separate farm for, I think we need to discuss it a little bit further at a different time.
You see, this is the question I was asking. Should the spider farm be a separate farm entirely, or should I just added on to what the public mob farm as it is.
To me, it make more sense just to keep it at the public, to add it into the public mob farm, if that's even possible. I don't think we need a separate mob farm just for spiders.
I have designed mob farms that spawn in basically all mobs, including spiders, and then I figured out how to separate the spiders out from the rest of the mobs.
Well, as long as the string is dropping, I don't understand why we really have to have a whole separate one. Isn't spiders already part of the mob farm?
No. This mob farm is only dedicated to creepers, witches, zombies, and skeletons.
Okay, so you need to find out a spawner,
Well, it's not. Well, it's possible to have spiders spawn in the mob spawner, like the actual farm that is currently the mob farm, but it might.
Okay. Well, how about so I think from what I understand, everyone is good with this as long as it's added into the existing one. Okay, so let's just go ahead and go with that, and then that's something you and Dusty can work on to try to figure out how to get that to work. Does that sound good?
Yeah, sounds like a plan.
Okay, so
I think Alyssa wanted to say something about it.
Okay, what's up, Alyssa?
Yeah, I wanted to mention that if you're talking about adding a new farm, you want to make sure that your public farms have plenty of space from another public farm. Otherwise, someone using that farm may cause lag for the other farm.
Cause lag, or then you chance not having mobs spawning because they're all focused on the other spot.
What I'm wondering is, and I'm not 200% sure about this, but building the spider farm. See, I don't really remember how far out. But build it far out away from the other farms.
Well,
excuse me.
If it either could, like Dusty said, be incorporated into the same exact farm, meaning just find a way to have.
I might need to actually change the design of the mob spawner itself, but it is possible to have them both in one.
Okay, if we could keep it all together in the same place, not two separate farms within a chunk, but more just being able to have multiple mobs spawn in that mob's farm, that would make the most sense, in my opinion. Yes.
Well, now can I discuss my thing?
No, we're not done yet. Just wait a second. Let's get this finished. Yes.
Well, then Dusty and I will work on it.
Okay.
So.
Can I go ahead and leave the channel?
Yeah, absolutely. So
I don't have that much to say.
Okay. All right. So moving on. Okay. All right. So you're good.
Later?
We can talk to us later. Yeah, sure.
Okay.
So that's settled. Okay, Mod Killer, what is your idea?
Okay, basically, I had Buddy also had the same idea a few months ago. I think
he started on it actually.
But I had the idea. I made a bone on Artcraft Creative. So basically, it's like a bone with and it's gonna have be sort of like a community farm for crops and all of that.
Mm-hmm.
But it's gonna be laid out nicely and all orderly.
That is literally what Buddy's already started building.
Yeah, so basically what Mod Killer's suggesting is that, and we don't, for whatever reason, we don't happen to have one of these yet, but is to have a community farm, a community wheat, a community carrots, potatoes. Now, are you thinking animals as well, or just crops?
I was adding animals to mine. If you want, we can work on it together.
I was about to say, like, Blue, could we do a vote and try to get a...
If you guys are good with... Today? That's what I want to bring up. So if you guys are good with this and you think it'd be beneficial for us to have a community farm, so that you could get things like wheat or whatever you need, or if you need some leather, you need to kill a couple cows, you'll have the resources there to rebreed them after. But if that's something you guys would like, let's go ahead and say yes or no. And then if it's yes, then we will go ahead and then Buddy and Mod Killer can work together on that.
I can help flatten the land, Buddy, can't I?
Oh, I know you can, Ben.
And if anyone wants to help on this, if it's something you think this would be great, go for it. If you have your own ideas, go for it. So that's clear. You have to go ahead.
Tending.
What's that?
I'd be happy to help tending it a lot. I like doing that.
Cool.
Sweet. All right. Can two people go sleep real quick?
I already am. As soon as...
All right, so those two. Okay, so does anyone else? And Dusty, I know you said you have a few things, but does anyone else have anything they would like to ask or bring up or ideas?
Yeah.
This also includes things like events.
115?
If you guys have ideas for events, 115 is coming very, very, very soon. Like
Is that
one day
the
you'll probably
announcement?
wake up and realize we're on 115. So we're ready.
I have a form to I think it was proposed to you guys that it was.
Oh,
So
is that yours?
Yes,
I
it's mine.
recently built a 2x2 giant necrop farm that goes all the way from the ground all the way
Why
down
are we
to bedrock.
talking about it at Player of the Month, though?
Wait, I'm confused. Wait, what? Are you wanting
Wait, what?
permission for it or something?
No, wait, that wasn't me talking about like farms over at the public farm area thingy.
They were asking permission to make it a public farm. That's what they were basically asking.
Yeah, me and Buddy are gonna work on it.
Yeah, I can
Yeah.
help out with that as well.
Okay. Martinm has a suggestion, not to put you on the spot, Martinm, but Martinm had, and I can speak for you if you want. But Martinm had a suggestion for an event of doing a, like, you guys are familiar with like family game nights.
Yes.
Is trying to have an event that is something based around something like that. So if you want to talk, Martinm, you can type it and we can just read it out loud. It's up to you. But maybe you can just do a little quick synopsis of your idea.
I'm back. Lost internet connection.
Welcome back.
Welcome back.
Wait, so before we... I didn't catch anything of what Mod Killer was saying. What was the farm he was talking about?
So basically just what we discussed, a carrot, potato, wheat farm with some animals that's going to be community so that you can go into a portal if you need carrots, you need potatoes, or you need leather. You'll have all that at your fingertips. You just need to make sure that you replant or breed the animals when you're done.
Okay.
Can we also put a drop off for like fish there too?
Yeah, that's kind of the thought.
It's at an ocean river kind of place, so there's a place right at it.
Yeah, and we can definitely have shulkers just full of the stuff that way. And I know at my own personal farm, which a lot of players use, I have the same thing.
And the
I have
garden farm
free leather,
produces
free
so
this.
many fish that if we need fish, we could just bring it over from the garden farm with shulkers.
Okay. Cool.
Oh, there you go.
All
yeah,
right.
Monopoly. Let's make a giant Minecraft Monopoly.
One thing I did want to bring up real quick before Dusty finishes the meeting is for the oh gosh, no, I already forgot. No, okay, go ahead, Dusty. I'll think of it in a minute and I'll say it.
This kind of begs all this talk about the farms now. I feel like kind of begs the question: going forward with community farms, should we? Are we still going to consider having farms at Atlantis still, or going forward, would we think it's best just to have them all in separate areas?
Separate areas for sure.
Separate areas.
Yeah, Atlantis. We will still revamp Atlantis, and we will have a meeting just about Atlantis. But it's not going to be farms. It's going to be something for community, but it won't be farms. Yeah, maybe even it could be things like the flower farms or tree, but it's definitely not going to be any kind of mob farms.
Yeah.
We'll have a separate meeting on that. So
yeah.
All right.
Buddy, this is the way ahead.
Anything else? Does anyone have any other ideas? I know Martinm. We're waiting on Martinm to still type up her idea.
But
she did. You ignored it.
Here we go. Hold on. I was thinking a sort of family games night, but on AC. The past.
Yes, I'm on.
Kind of like Zeddy's area on AC, make an event every while to get together and to play some games since we are family. Yeah, which Monopoly and Minecraft. This
Yeah,
is gonna be awesome.
exactly. This is why we started talking about Monopoly.
I don't know.
Got it.
May I say
right.
one thing before I forget?
Okay.
This is the last thing I'm going to say, and it's under the category of a farm.
Okay.
This will not be a public farm, but I just wanted to say if anyone would want to use it, feel free to let me know. I am creating a sheep farm. It's still in the works, but I am creating a sheep farm for all 16.
Which I am helping.
Okay.
And
yeah.
So if anyone would want to use it, by all means, DM me, or not DM me. What am I saying? Ping me in Discord.
Okay.
And
you can actually probably put that in the shops and community area. That's where you'd probably, once you have it up and running, you can just say, hey, if anybody would like to use my farm, this is where it's at. Just
okay.
That'd be a good area. So.
I guess that's it. Yeah, I guess that's it. I'm done talking. Y'all continue.
All right. So that does bring up shops, though, and community shops is something that we were going to talk about. I know Ragnar said he had some ideas he was going to come with as well, but one of the things we need to start doing is really utilizing that channel and letting each other know what we're selling. I haven't been over in that for myself personally. I can tell you, I have not been in that area in quite a while. So I don't know what people sell. And that's, I think, the reason why most people don't use the shops is they don't really know what's there. So one thing that would be kind of cool to do is if you guys use that channel and made posts and show what you're selling, what the deal is. I even gave Dusty the suggestion of making a commercial. Like legit recording and making a commercial and having sales. If you guys, it's almost Valentine's Day, have a sale on red potions or whatever, things like that. And just let's really start utilizing the shops, the community shops area.
Batchmaking service.
Another thing you brought up with me, Blue, is that it's about a revamp for the shops.
Yeah, well, and I think we do need a revamp of the shops. I think we need one more person to sleep.
There you go, done.
I think red potions.
It was just Blue 2020.
That at the time it was you and BB that were setting it up, and you didn't expect there to be so many users of it. But now that there's a lot of people are using it, I feel like I really like if nothing else, I really would like if we could have a more organized shop area.
And I think
agree.
I think Ragnar had some input on that. You have suggestions, Ragnar?
I do.
Okay, go for it.
Hello there, Ragnar.
Why is the Red Sea blue?
Hi, guys.
Well, hello there.
Hello.
Hello there, Ragnar.
So for me that has many farms, the shopping area isn't big enough for building my shops, and I thought there's an idea that we could have our own portal room where we have portals to people's shops, which just could be an area, and then we can build as many shops there that we want.
So the shops wouldn't be all in one place. It'd be more like someone builds a shop and then
the portals
requests a portal. The portals would be, but not specific. I'll have to talk to AF about that specifically because that's asking for a lot of portals.
And I'm half expecting this idea to not even come through to AF as something good, but I'm just thinking about just because I'm all for redstone, I wanted to have a shop where that basically, it's if anyone who's used my shop before, where it has the dispenser for the fireworks, it's all automated. I wanted to have something like that, but for every item I sell, and I'm just like, if there's reasons we can't do that, I understand, but it's just something I wanted to do because I like redstone.
Okay.
That would require a lot of... Never mind.
There's ways to make redstone compact and not super big and possibly also less laggy as well. So.
Who's eating? Because that's getting really annoying.
I just
Ragnar.
No, it's not.
All right. So okay. So let me take that idea to AF and see if that's not an option. What are you guys thinking about doing a new shops area in the form of a mall, or just finding a new area that is larger that we can set up shops and have more, because right now when we originally set it up, each person got one plot, maybe two, but the plots aren't necessarily next to each other. So if we can't do the portal idea, which I just honestly don't know if we're going to do. If we were to do an actual shops portal, like we currently have a portal to the shops,
and this actually reminds me of a plan that Cole Gooden had for like a mall type of a thing for our shops, but at the time we just dismissed it as not necessary, but now I feel it is necessary.
I think a mall is good because then the shops are even more centered, but we could have a bigger area.
May I add in this? If for those that would want to design for a mall on AC, Bamuni, for those of you that may remember him, he no longer plays on here, at least to my knowledge. I brought a waypoint to his mall if you would want to maybe borrow his design or remake it.
Well, we could also build one on ACC like we did with the Nether Hub.
I was just going to say it would actually end up being a community project like we did the Netherhood and like we did Spawn.
Oh,
so we would just, and we need to clear out we've got a huge 9-plot area. So we've got plenty of room. If that's something
How many plots do you have on there, Blue?
Dan, quiet.
Sorry.
So that is, hold on. That is a possibility that if we are to do this as a new community build, then we would definitely work on it over there, and we would do what we've done with our past projects and set up a channel, get people to submit ideas, things like that.
Well, Blue, would we return the old land back to BB?
If he wanted it. So if he wanted it, he could.
I don't see why we need to discuss this in Fair of the Month, but okay.
Yeah, we don't. It's just more of the idea of we need to revamp the shop area.
Yeah.
We want to revamp the shop area. How do we go about that is the question. And that's where
Blue,
we want your guys'
with
input.
With the size of people we have now, we need to.
Yeah.
Well, we need to. I literally just said that. We need to. It's not a question. It's not a maybe. It's a we do need to. The question is how do we want to go about doing it? So should we create a channel and start throwing some ideas in? Is that what you guys would like to see happen?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, awesome. So we'll do that. I'll get that going today. And then we can, after we get enough ideas, we can set up a time that we can all get on and talk about it and actually start it. So I can wipe out the old plot. I can wipe out our plot and start fresh, and we can just go forward with a new project.
Yeah.
All right. Anything else anyone needs to talk about?
The weird glitch that is happening. I see.
On what?
What?
We're not discussing ACC stuff on ACO. That's for ACC.
Okay.
Yeah.
Blue.
We're just discussing.
Blue.
No, we're saying we're going to work on ACC. We're not discussing ACC matters. So.
Yeah.
What's that?
Blue and
Buddy is just tamed up
on ACC this time when we do it, like I remember our portal rooms, we did them on the plot, but designing areas, I'm not sure how we're gonna go about this.
What's that? Say that. I don't understand your question.
When we made those super small rooms, how we all did them on your big plot.
Yeah.
Wondering what we're gonna do this time.
I don't know. We'll figure. We don't need to discuss that right now. Like Dusty said, we can talk about that later. So, all right. So, does anyone else have anything they want to discuss ACO related? As far as upcoming events, do you have questions about rules? Some of our players, you guys are newer, and as you already know, our rules are pretty simplified. No griefing, no looting. You can cuss if used appropriately, meaning cuss in reaction to something. Don't cuss at a player or cuss just to cuss. No cussing in Discord typing, and also no cussing in game typing. And that's for the purpose of streamers and recordings. So it's hard to edit something like that out when somebody's cussing in actual game chat. It's just
I
not
have
allowed.
one last thing to ask.
Okay.
When are we gonna start doing wither fights more often on ACO?
We can do them. Well, we're gonna have one next week after the Valentimes event.
Okay.
So
We can have one
that's
today.
our next one. We can possibly have one
Valentine's
today.
February?
Yeah,
Can we do one now?
We can have one now.
We could possibly have a little one now if you guys wanted to. Keep in mind, for those of you that have not done an ACO wither fight, they are nothing like AC wither fights. Ours, you will die. You will die.
Blue will kill
lose
you.
stuff. So it's
In
one of those-
game.
Dan, stop, please.
Sorry.
It's one of those, you bring your stuff, only your named items. We do have some stuff that we provide as far as some gear. But you do die, and you might lose your stuff because a creeper might blow it up, and you might just lose it all completely.
Or wither.
So they're a lot of fun, but just know you're going to die over and over again, and also you might lose your stuff. If you do have something very specific, make sure that you are using make sure your actual gear is named, so that way when someone runs across it, it just doesn't say diamond helmet, diamond, things like that. All right, so we can do this if we hurry. If you guys have do you guys have any other questions, anything that needs to be brought up at all regarding the meeting?
Now, how about in 7 minutes we start?
No.
That works.
I was saying anyone want to play Fortnite.
We can do that
I
even
said that.
after.
Didn't I say that
Fortnite
earlier?
is ending in 19 days. So this season's, if you guys are been playing it and you want to try to get to 100, just know you got 19 days.
There.
Can you please tell me my challenge is blue?
Possibly. Okay. So to close this meeting up, again, congratulations to Martinm. It's really exciting to have you jump in and start trying to help so many people, and it was recognized by your peers. They voted for you. Again, we had Jan. Again, we had record votes this go around, which is really cool. And I was really blown away seeing how many. I literally have like a long page list of everybody that got voted for, because that's how many people got votes. It was really awesome. Sometimes it's very specific. Like if we have a big event that month and everyone knows, like for instance, Riley is the one to do a lot of things and she tends to get votes, or if somebody else does a lot of things, they get a lot of votes. This month we had everybody got votes. It was pretty awesome. So you guys are pretty amazing. Congratulations again.
Please tell me no one voted for me. Please say no
you
one.
actually did have a vote. You had a vote.
Seriously, I wasn't barely been online.
And Dusty, congratulations again on getting the Obsidian Bow. Dusty is our second player to receive the bow, which is very exciting. Similar to the AF sword, putting the server above your own personal wants and needs. So good job, Dusty. Really proud of you again on that. Just the progress I've seen Dusty make in the past years has been amazing.
Like that night that the iron farm thing came up, I was actually working on one of my own projects, but I actually left it to help with the iron.
Yeah, and Dusty, you do this quite a bit. I know your own personal base has had to go on hold multiple times because of community builds, and Dusty's always there to volunteer to help with redstone issues, redstone builds, and then just any build in general. So thank you again. Congratulations to you guys, and that's it. So if you guys want, give me like 5-ish minutes, and then we can do a little wither fight. It won't be a big one. But we'll definitely do a little one. Do you guys know where it's at? The portal is in the pyramid. It says wither fight.
On the back.
Yep, on the back side. And make sure you...
I think it didn't... Oh, phew. I thought I'd lost my shulker with my stuff in it. That would be
again.
Dusty, if you want to come stand over here, I want to take your picture really quick.
Okay.
Oh.
After that, I want to end off my video, and I might possibly record the wither fight as well, but I'm just going to end this one off.
Well, go ahead and stand here next to your...
I'll take off my armor if that makes the picture better.
Yeah, sure.
It's one of the few in existence.
Thank you, Ben. I will deliver that.
Hey, Alyssa.
And Dusty, stand right here, like right between the two signs. There you go.
Alyssa, can you hop in private one with me real quick, just for a couple minutes?
All right, got it, Dusty.
Everything's quite over yet, so...
Okay. All right. So thank you guys for coming, and I appreciate you guys all being here, and I appreciate everything that you guys do. You guys make ACO what it is, the family that we are. I'm pretty proud of you guys. You should see me talking to the AC admins quite a bit about how awesome you guys are.
I'm ready.
So. All right. So if you guys,
this has been Dusty Circuit here. Hope you've enjoyed my video. I hope everyone has a good week, and remember, like and subscribe. And this has been Dusty Circuit signing off. Bye.
Bye. See ya.
Bye.
Bye.
All right. So.